Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Love Sockwool podcast. My name is Sarah, also known as Love Sockwool on Ravelry, Instagram, and Pinterest, I believe. I think that's all the places mainly where I'm actively doing things on the internet. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. It's December 1st, and I can't believe it's December 1st. Wow. This year has flown by. I can't even believe it. Trying to set up the camera a little bit better there for you. So, okay, we are right smack in the middle of the 12 socks of Christmas knit along, make along. But I mean, it's socks, so it's pretty much knit along, although you can crochet, that's fine. But yes, the 12 socks of Christmas knit along is going strong. And it goes through the end of December, so December 31st. And I hope that you're having fun. I've popped into the chatter thread, which is in the Ravelry group, the Love Sockwool podcast Ravelry group, which is where you can come and join and talk about what you're knitting and show pictures, and there's lots of inspiration in there. And there's a lot of people who've already finished more than one pair. And I did open up the finished object thread, so please, if you have finished any of your Christmas or holiday socks, please go post those pictures in the finished object thread, because that is where you will be eligible to win prizes. And I'm going to show a few of the prizes that I have so far for the 12 socks of Christmas. And I posted pictures of this in the finished object thread. So I am going to give this away. Doesn't that look Christmassy? This is the Summer Night colorway. Though ironically it is called Summer Night, I think it is the most Christmassy, or one of the most Christmassy colorways from the Arnie and Carlos design line. And this is the Perfect, so you get the yellow leader thread so that you can have perfectly matching socks. I love these. I got this at Knit and Bolt in Minneapolis, Northeast Minneapolis. So that's one prize, and then I have a couple of pattern prizes, which I will try to remember to post a photo. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if I'll post a picture right here on the podcast, because I already posted a picture of them in the finished object thread for the 12 socks of Christmas. So we have a beautiful sock pattern, so generously donated by Sarah, who is the Naughty Gnome, and it's called the Quiver Socks, and I posted a picture of that in the finished object thread, so you can go look at it. It's beautiful. Thank you, Sarah, for donating that. And then also Socks for Mom on Ravelry, who is Becky, has donated so generously her Wonderland sock club. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's for 6 months, so that I think there's going to be 6 patterns. And I posted a link to that in the finished object thread, so if you want to go check that out, I highly recommend that you go do that, because they are beautiful sock patterns, and she so kindly gifted one to me, and she's going to gift one to you guys as a giveaway for the 12 socks of Christmas. So thank you, Becky, for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. I also have a really fun project bag that was sent to me by Jen, who is Playing with Needles on Etsy. Here, This is the name of her Etsy shop, Playing with Needles. And she made a Peanuts winter bag. Isn't that adorable? So here is another piece. Look at this cute little charm. It's pretty. Thank you, Jen, so much. This is wonderful. So we've got about 4 prizes now. And I may sew up a bag as well. Probably. Stay tuned. So I hope everyone is having fun with knitting your holiday and Christmassy sock yarns. I have acquired 2 Christmas sock yarns since last time we spoke, so I'll show them to you in a little bit. But I want to show you the pair that I actually finished, that I started last year, and it's my Fruitcake Socks by Gnome Acres. And they're just plain vanilla, and this is on the House Gnome base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend, and I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And okay, so this toe is a different toe than I normally do. I think it's called the Double Decrease Toe, and it's from the book called Folk Socks by Nancy Bush. There's several toe patterns or different types of toe decreases that you can do that she shows you in that book, which is really helpful. But I don't know what I did. This was the first sock that I knit last year, and look how I did the decreases. I don't think I did it right because it looks better on the second one. I don't even know what I was doing. I have to say, this toe decrease is very awkward to do. You pretty much can't do it on Magic Loop, I don't think. You have to do it on DPNs because the way you're doing the decreases, you're like decreasing with the stitch from the next needle, and if you're doing that on Magic Loop, I don't think you could do it. So you pretty much have to do it on DPNs. So I don't know what I did here, but they look completely different. But I like how this looks. It's very clean. But it's an awkward toe decrease, and I think you're supposed to do it with an odd number of stitches. I don't know why, but I have an even number of stitches, but somehow it was fine. And I think I didn't decrease all the way down to the end like you're supposed to. I don't know. But anyway, it's done. I have another pair of socks finished. Sorry for if there's any ambient noise. I live on a very busy street and there's always trucks and cars and sirens going by, so I do apologize. So yay. I have that finished. So right now I have in my basket down here on the floor, these are my finished pairs. So I've got Deck the Halls by Wonderland, Oh Christmas Tree by Layman Fiber Arts, and Lolo Did It, Hippo for Christmas, and now Fruitcake by No Maker. So I've got 4 pairs finished, and then the other yarns that are in here are all my yarns that I still need to knit the second socks for. So they're just sitting in here patiently. I don't know if I will get to them this year or not. I do really, really, really want to knit my second gingerbread house by Jinx Yarns. I can't believe I haven't knit the second one yet. So this one I would really like to get done this year if possible. I don't know if it's possible. Oh my goodness, the mailman's here. It's my favorite person in the world. And he's late because normally we get our mail by like 9 or 10, and it's getting later and later. I don't know what is going on, if it's because now we're getting into the holiday season or if it's a different person. This is a different guy. It's not my normal guy. So anyway, I'm gonna have to pause because I'm expecting a package from No Makers because I did go ahead and get elf pooped in my stocking. So I'm gonna pause and go see if it's in the mailbox. Okay, it came. We'll open it together. This is a pre-order. I didn't buy this recklessly. I really thought about it for a while, and I think it was the last opportunity to get it, so I got it. Here it is. Isn't that fun? And this is on the Bungalow Gnome base, which is a BFL. Isn't it fun? So I don't know if I will get this cast on this season or next, but I really wanted to get this fun colorway. Okay. Yay! I love when the mail comes. I get very impatient when it doesn't come when I want it to. Okay, other socks I have been knitting. I have lots of baskets around me. Am I missing? I think I'm missing. Oh no, let's start with this one. I want to show you this fun bag I got from Jilly, the Knitting Broomstick on Etsy. This is the Pixie Noel fabric by, I think the designer's Tasha Noel. Is that her name? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's Pixie Noel by Riley Blake. And it's got this adorable holiday inside fabric too with lights and Christmas trees. I love this fabric so much. I went out and got a layer cake of it so I can make a Christmas quilt. Maybe this year. Maybe even before the end of the year. I don't know. We'll see. I have 5 blocks done. I'll show you my Christmas quilt in a little while. But living inside my fun knitting broomstick bag is my Christmas socks I'm trying to get finished for Juliet. So every year for Christmas, I always knit Ben, Marshall, Priscilla, and Juliet Christmas socks. They're the only people who get Christmas socks at Christmas time because I can't possibly knit socks for everyone. But my immediate family gets Christmas socks. So this is also Gnome Acres, and it's the Berry Gnomey colorway on House Gnome. And it's just a, you know, a little plain vanilla heel flapping gusset with a, I think this is the Dutch heel turn. And I did 56 stitches for Juliet on a 2.25 millimeter needle. And they are going to be big on her. They'll probably be a little baggy, and the foot is probably a little bit longer than her actual foot, but I want them to be bigger than her current size so that, assuming she doesn't lose them, which she will, they will hopefully fit her as she continues to grow. So I've got sock 2 going, and I'm about halfway down the foot. So my goal is to try to finish these today, if I can, or this evening. So yay, then Juliet will have Christmas socks. Everyone has socks so far except for Juliet and Ben, because I can't decide which socks I want to finish for him. I have several that I could finish for him where I have like the first sock finished, but I just have to cast on the second one, but I can't decide which one I'm going to focus on. So maybe you can help me. So what I also have residing in my Jilly bag is a sock that I've had on the go for a while, but I just recently picked back up because I felt inspired to pick it back up for whatever reason. I can't plan these things. Okay, so this is a Homespun House, B-Sides and Rarities. And it's really a beautiful colorway. I think I got it back in June, and I cast it on, I think, back in June, but it wasn't until this past week that I picked it up and got it to this point, and I'm about halfway done with the toe. I have to finish my toe decreases. So it's a plain vanilla sock. Same dropped heel flap and Dutch heel turn, or square heel turn. And yeah, it's so pretty. So I think my motivation to knit it was because I did order another skein of a Homespun House, despite the horrible exchange rate right now. I think it's the worst it's ever been. I think €1 is $1.19. That's bad. That's not good. But she had Warm and Toasty in her shop, and I've always wanted it, and it's beautiful, and I did order it. But just the one skein. Just one. So anyway, I was motivated to finish my other Homespun House yarns that I have on the needles, which is right now just this one. So this is the first sock, but hopefully I can finish this toe tonight as well. We shall see. And here's the beautiful yarn, and this is on her sparkle sock base. And you can find Molly's yarn at homespunhouse.com. I'm sure you've all heard of her. If you haven't, I got nothing to say. You should have heard of her because she has lovely yarns and has a wonderful podcast as well. Been watching her for years. Molly, if you're watching, hello. Okay. Other socks I've been knitting. I had cast on another hippo. A hippo for the holidays. So this is Hippo for Hanukkah. And the dyer is Lolo Did It, the lovely Lauren, and she makes all these amazing hippo inspired colorways. So she came out first with Hippo for Christmas, because you know, all I want for Christmas is a hippopotamus, that song. So she was inspired to do an entire line of hippopotamus colorways, and this is her latest installment, and it's Hippo for Hanukkah. And this totally counts for the 12 socks of Christmas because it's holiday themed. And this was so generously gifted to me by Lauren. Miss Lolo Did It. Thank you, Lauren. I love it so much. I was so honored to get this in the mail. It was such a treat. I immediately wound it up so I could cast it on and play with it. And she so sweetly sent Ice Baby, a little Lolo for contrast. I love it. I have hippo stitch markers. I don't know why I didn't put a hippo stitch marker on here, but I will soon. So this is just the first sock, but it's so pretty. I love these mustardy, yellowy, rusty speckles. And this is on the plush base, which is a Super Wash Merino Tencel nylon blend. It's really nice to knit with. I've been wearing my hippo for Halloween socks that are also in this base, and they wash up amazingly. I didn't mean to put them in the washer and the dryer, but it happened anyway because I live in a house with other people, and they came out looking just fine. Like this is a good hardy base. Not only is it lovely to knit with, but it really does. If you accidentally throw it in the washer and dryer, it's just fine because it comes out looking just like this. So that's good news. Okay, I have lots of other socks I've been working on. More Lolo Did It. Let me show you more Lolo Did It. So my son Marshall is a rabid Vikings fan, and as you may know, we live in the Twin Cities, which is the home of the Vikings. And Lauren has a Vikings colorway in her football series that she does. She does a lot of NFL sock yarns. So this is Purple People Eater, which is another phrase to refer to the Vikings football team. And so I've cast on socks for Marshall in this. Now, I'm not going to get these done for Christmas. These are not his Christmas socks. They'll probably be, hopefully my goal is to get them done in time for his birthday in January. So I'm knitting these toe up, and it's 3x1 ribbing. And it kind of does this micro stripe deal. I love though how the Fish Lips Kiss heel knits up. It's really cool. I kind of wish it did that on the foot and the leg, but it doesn't. It does it on the heel. But I love it. It's really fun. But that yellow with the gold and kind of orangey, it's amazing. And for some reason, I am knitting these on size 0s. And this is the everyday sock base. So it's her Lauren 7525 sock yarn blend. And you can find Lauren's yarns on lolodidit.com. If I can remember, I'll try to put links like to Molly's shop and Lauren's shop in the down bar. If I can remember, I'll try to remember. So yay, I have that done, or going. It's not done. They're in process. Okay, so let's talk about socks for Ben for a moment. I have many on the go for him. None of them are done. Well, I have one. Well, let me just show you what I have so far. So I did finish his first. It's so funny. Ben's texting me right now, asking if I want to run at 4:30. I can't respond. I'll talk to you later, sweetie. Okay, so this is Leading Men Fiber Arts Trapdoor, and this was the October colorway of the month that I have been knitting up for Ben. So I have one sock done, and the contrast for the heel is Knit Picks Stroll Agate Heather, which is a really, really great yarn for, I really like this color for contrast heels and toes. Love this colorway. This is on Steve's Show Stealer base. So leadingmenfiberarts.com if you want to go get some Leading Men Fiber Arts. He always has yarn in his shop, and he's wonderful, and he's really an amazing professional dyer. His colors are fantastic. So I have that one done, and I've got the rest of the yarn sitting here with the free needles ready to cast on. I don't know why I haven't cast on the second one yet. Probably because I got distracted by something. But, okay, so this is my dilemma. These could be Ben's Christmas socks, but I have other socks on the go for him that could be his Christmas socks too. So this pair, or sock, is No Makers, and I cast this on, I think I cast it on not long after the last time I recorded, and this is Mustache Manifesto, the main color, and it was a doppelganger set, and I don't know what the name, but this is just the contrast color that came with it. And so this yarn I got in a swap with Marianne Kidd. Hi with your yarn, finally. So I think she had gotten this for her husband, but for some reason he didn't maybe want it, or some whatever, taste change, and she decided, she contacted me to see if I would like it for Ben, and so we did a swap. So I sent her some mustache yarn, and she sent me this. And I love how it's knitting up. I love when yarn does this wild, crazy, whatever you call this, pooling. And this is also, I'm knitting this in a 3x1 ribbing, because I just think it looks really nice and handsome. But this is only the first sock, so, but I'm almost done. I'm within striking distance of starting the cuff, like which I would do with the contrast yarn right here. So these could be Ben's Christmas socks or trapdoor. I also have Hippo for Dad, also by Lolo Did It, that I have the first sock done of that, and those were for Ben as well. So I could just get that one going. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having analysis paralysis with this, because it doesn't matter. He won't care which pair he gets. He has zero preference. Okay, this is also a sock I have cast on for Ben. And this is the yarn that Jilly and I both got this colorway at Stephen B. Yarn Garage in Minneapolis when Jilly came to visit back in August. And it is in the Lumber Sexual colorway by House of a la Mode. It's really nice. And again, I'm knitting these on zeros, which is probably why I haven't picked this one up, because I don't really like knitting my socks on size zeros. But the gauge is so nice that I want to keep going. So yeah, but this is only a first sock, and clearly I don't have very much of that one done. So that's not in contention for Christmas, I don't believe. Okay, I'm sure there's more socks, but I don't know where they are. I'm looking around. Let me show you a finished object that I actually have a finished object of. I finished my third Prairie Ridge shawl, finally. And I can't remember when I cast this on, but it was a while ago. When was it? I don't even remember. Maybe back in the summer or the spring? So this is a homespun house yarn on the, what is it? What does she call it? DK soft sock. So it's a DK weight yarn, and it's on the barley colorway. And I had 2 skeins of it, and I used almost all of it. I have a little bit of a ball of the second skein left. So this is the Prairie Ridge shawl by Susan B. Anderson, and I love this shawl so much. I love how it just kind of rests nicely on your shoulders. Yeah, and it's very easy and mindless and enjoyable to knit. I also have my first one that I knit is in Berroco Ultra Alpaca Light. I love this one. I wear this one all the time, and this shawl smells so good because whenever I go to Sephora, I spray Chanel Gabrielle all over it, so that way I don't have to buy the perfume. I can just put my shawl on, and then I can smell Chanel because I can't afford to buy it right now because I'd rather buy yarn. But it's amazing how long Eau de Parfum will last when you spray it on wool, because it just keeps the scent for a long time. Like whenever I do wear perfume of the ones I own, if I have my shawl on after I've put on my perfume, my shawls always really smell good, like my perfume. So I've taken to just whenever I'm at the mall, just to spray whatever perfume, which right now this is the only time I've ever done this, so it's the only perfume I've ever done. But have you smelled the new Chanel fragrance? Gabrielle? I believe Kristen Stewart is the signature actress that they are using to promote it, which is really funny to me because she's not really my favorite actress. But anyway, it's a lovely scent. Here, smell it. Go on, smell it. It smells really good. So anyway, check it out next time you're at a Sephora, and spray your shawl that you're wearing with whatever scent you love, and then you don't have to buy the perfume because you can just keep wearing the shawl and smelling your favorite scent. So I should do that with this gold one next time I go to the mall, which is not very often. Anyway, that was a huge, completely pointless tangent. Anyway, I'm so happy I finished this. It's lovely. If you haven't knit one of these, you should. I wonder, I might make more. I don't know. I think also the reason why I love my red one so much is, okay, so this is Berroco Ultra Alpaca Light. That's the yarn it is, which is a sport weight yarn, I do believe. This yarn, it's a 50% alpaca, 50% merino. It's so drapey. Like when you wrap it around yourself, it's like it just hugs you. It doesn't, I don't know how to describe it. It's just very light, but very warm and just lays on you very nicely. It's wonderful. So this one has different qualities because it's all merino. It's not quite as drapey, but it's the most beautiful color of gold, and I really just wanted a kind of a mustardy yellow color. I tend to just wear it very haphazardly when I wear it. Okay, let's continue on with more whips because there are more whips here. Let's just wear all the prairie red shawls. We might as well. I think they look nice together. I think these two colors look very nice together. Okay, so for some reason, I don't know why, I decided to pick up a featherweight cardigan again. I don't even know if I've ever shown this because I cast this on months and months ago. I don't even remember if I've mentioned it or shown it, but this is handmade in Kasba in the Turkish Delight colorway, and I'm really enjoying this again. It's gonna take me forever to knit it, but that's okay. It's like a plain vanilla sock in sweater form, so it's enjoyable. I'm nowhere near done with the sleeves. I think I'm doing the size, I have the pattern right here. I think I'm doing, for the bust measurement, I think I'm doing the 42, even though that is not my bust measurement. I probably would be a size down from that, but I didn't want it to be fitted. I wanted it to be big, so I went up the size. I hope I didn't do a gauge swatch. Who does that? Only responsible people, but that's not, I'm not responsible. So I'm just trusting that it will be big enough. I could measure my gauge just by getting out my measuring thing. I have one that, where did I put it? That Lauren so sweetly sent me with my hippo for Hanukkah, but I don't know where I put it. I could measure my gauge with what I've already knit and just make sure that I'm on track. So anyway, I'm using size 5 needles, and I have 3 skeins of this. This is handmade in Kasba in the Turkish Delight colorway. It's really beautiful. It's kind of autumnal, but yet wintry at the same time. What was I going to say about this? I can't remember. Oh, I have 3 skeins, but the yardage on handmade in Kasba is less than what you would expect in a fingering weight skein. So it's less than 400 yards. So I actually don't know if I have enough yarn for the entire sweater. So what I was thinking I would do is when I take off for the sleeves and just start working down the body, I'm just going to work down the body for like a couple of inches, but then go back and just knit short sleeves, like maybe to here or something, and have it just be a short sleeved cardigan. And then that way I can make the body as long as, hopefully I'll have enough yarn to make the body as long as I would like, because I don't want it to be cropped. That's not a good look for me. Cropped is not my friend. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report back to you in about 10 years when I've gotten to that point. Okay. I have an exciting cast on that I put on the needles, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that. I'm not sure. So I was so inspired by Susan B. Anderson's Birkin sweater that she's been knitting. If you follow her on social media, she's been posting several pictures of her work in progress, and she's already finished it. It's amazing. So I was just so enamored with the Birkin sweater. I went and got the pattern, and I started one. I did it. I started a sweater for me. I don't even know. I'm so sorry. I don't have my information with like who the designer is or anything, but it's the Birkin sweater, Birkin. And if you just go to Susan B. Anderson's Instagram, she's got all the information right there. But it's just the most beautiful top-down yoked sweater pullover. And so all the color work is just across on the yoke, and then the rest of the sweater is just knit in stockinette plain, and then just plain sleeves. Like, there's very little shaping. It's I think a great pattern for someone who wants to kind of get their feet wet with a color work sweater. So my yarns I'm using are, I've got Susan's Berroco Wisconsin woolen spun in the Quaker gray, so that's my main color. Susan knit hers in oatmeal. I think she's also used her Wisconsin woolen spun. I think she knit the main color in oatmeal. And then my other colors, so I had this in my stash. I was saving this for the branches and buds pullover, but then I saw this one. I was like, no, I think I'm going to use it for Birkin. So obviously that's what I did. And so the green is Knit Picks palette in the grass colorway. And then the red color is also Knit Picks palette. I believe this is Raspberry Heather. And those are the only two colors I actually purchased for this. Everything else was in my stash. So I've got some Brooklyn Tweed Loft, got Hayride, and I think this is flannel, but I'm not sure. I don't have the labels anymore. And I think, is that all the colors? I think that's all the colors. You need 5 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So I'm about halfway through with the yoke. And it does take some thought. Like, it's not completely mindless. It's not hard. It's just, you do have to pay attention to what you're doing. And quite a few of the rows have more than 2 colors that you're knitting with, which I didn't realize that when I bought the pattern. I mean, I don't think that would have prevented me from buying the pattern, but I have to say, I find it a little awkward to knit color work when you're having to knit more than 2 colors. 2 is fine. I feel like I can manage that, but I do keep kind of getting my yarns tangled and stuff. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, and I'm also sure that I am not knitting my color work as good as I could be. There's some puckering going on here, but hopefully everything will block out. I mean, my floats are probably a hot mess. I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but it's okay. It's for me, so I don't mind. So hopefully everything will block out beautifully. And I think I'm knitting the medium size. I'm not really sure. It's meant to be a bit oversized. It's not meant to be a popped can of biscuits. It's meant to be like easygoing, which I like. I do not like a fitted sweater at all. I like things to be more loose and flowing. So isn't that pretty? I hope I can finish it in a year. My goal would be to finish it in a year. We'll see if that happens. If I could just get the yoke done, then it's going to be smooth sailing, because then you're just knitting around with just the Quaker gray, and it's a plain vanilla sock for your body. So I think I can manage that if I can just get the yoke done. I just, with the holidays and Thanksgiving, and I haven't had any mental space to work on it, so I haven't picked it up in actually a couple weeks, but I hope I can get back to it soon. Okay, so that's exciting. So 2 sweaters. Who am I? I don't know. I think that might be all of my whips. Oh, I wanted to show my cozy memories, but I think I left it over on the radiator. So I'll go get that in a second, but I'll show you a couple of stash enhancements, even though I know I said I wasn't supposed to buy any yarn. But But other than this, they've been really good. And they are for Christmas or are extremely special skeins that if you didn't get them immediately, they would be gone. So sometimes you have to break your rules. Okay, so I got The Last Jedi by Mustache in honor of the movie coming out very soon. I believe it says 18 uneven stripes. What? It's crazy. It's so amazing. I mean, look at all of those neons. It's really beautiful. I'm very excited. But we are not going to be here when the movie comes out. We're going to be on vacation. We're going on vacation the week before Christmas. So might have to wait and see it when we come back. Unless we can go see it where we're going, but I don't know if we'll be able to. But anyway, I'm glad I have this, my stash. Okay, so I had mentioned that I really wanted to get by Jinx Yarns, Naughty or Nice, and I'm so happy I was able to get this colorway. So I think this was Laura's Christmas colorway last year, and I think she's got a new one. I forget what she calls it. They're all beautiful. All of her Christmas colorways are beautiful, but this one was, I think, specifically for last year, and I didn't get it last year, and I regretted it. So it's so pretty. So I hope I can get that cast on soon. Okay, lastly, Regia has come out with, I think this is their Seasons line, and all of them are very Christmassy. And I got this from hotyarns.com, and this is color number 09408. But I think it's like the most Christmassy one that they have. It's really fun. I love Regia. So I hope I can get this one cast on soon. I don't know. I need to finish all my other Christmas socks from last year. So I feel bad casting on new ones when I haven't even finished last year's, but what are you gonna do? I don't want to wait another year to be able to cast this on. I want to do it now. So we'll see. We'll see what I get to. Okay, I'm gonna go get my Cozy Memories blanket, and then I will show you my Christmas quilt. Okay. So I'm trying to think which squares I had finished last time. I'm pretty sure I was here. So I finished Hippo for Halloween. Right here, and then put on Mermaid of the Black Lake by Spun House, and then this is Opal 100 Wasser, some colorway, but I finished those socks this year. And then this one is Regia Perfect, the orange and purple Perfect colorway. I don't know the name of it, but I finished them earlier or later this summer, and I knit with the leader yarn because it was on the ball that was left over. So when you knit Regia Perfect, if you knit both socks, when you're done, all you have left is the solid color, because they give you a generous amount, like for the toe or the cuff or whatever. So all I had left was purple with a little bit of the leader yarn. So I wanted to commemorate it. So yes, I'm loving the Cozy Memories. And my squares are 60 stitches, and I use a 2.5 millimeter needle, and I've started another square, and Jilly sent me this with my bag order. This is, I think, Jack Skellington by Mustache Yarn. So Jilly knit these socks this year, or just recently, I think over the Halloween season. So yay, thank you, Jilly. I'm knitting with it immediately onto my blanket. And then I've moved my, oh yeah, here's the mini. So many fun colors. I can't wait to get to the white. I'm almost there. So I moved my Cozy Memories into a basket so I could see it. It's kind of, my blanket's kind of outgrown my biggest bags. So in this Ziploc bag are all my sock yarns of the socks I finished this year. It's not all of them, but it's the ones that I haven't had a chance to knit into my blanket yet. So these are the yarns I'm focusing on getting knit into my blanket, because I want to showcase the yarns I've actually knit, the socks I've actually knit this year. So I don't think I'll be able to get all of those squares knit into my blanket by the end of the year, but I will try. And yeah, those are just the ones I I want to focus on. So I love it. It's so cozy. It's so fun to work on this in the winter time because it's cold out. Okay, so let me show you my Christmas quilt. Completely inspired by Jilly just because I love this fabric. So I found an online shop. I think it's called Stash Addict as in like addiction. StashAddictQuilts.com. I think that's the website. So, and this is the Pixie Noel fabric line. And you get, in a layer cake, you get, I believe 42 10 by 10 inch squares. I mean, look at these, look at the bunnies. They're rubbing noses. They're so cute. I really, really, really love this fabric. It's just beautiful. It's very sweet. And I love the little poinsettias. And it's like stockings, like socks and things. That's my thing. Okay, so I have started some squares. And this is the Rainy Days quilt from the Quilt As You Go Made Modern book by Jira Brandvig. If you've been watching this podcast for any length of time, I love her book. It's amazing. She has a new one out. Quilt As You Go Made Vintage, I think, which I have not purchased yet. I do want to get that, but I just haven't gotten it yet. So Rainy Days is one of my favorite quilts in Jira's book. So cute. Just do some wavy lines. It's so easy because you can use a layer cake and then you just have two border strips and then they just kind of alternate. Like some are positioned this way, some are positioned this way. You can set it up however you want. Somebody was driving down that road so fast. It makes me mad when people drive like that because this is a neighborhood and people drive like maniacs. Isn't that one so sweet? I've only got 5 done. And I can't decide yet if I'm gonna do just 30 and just be done with it, or if I'll do 36, or if I'll do all 42 and just have it be a nice, generous sized, like throw quilt. We'll see. We'll see what I have time. I'm trying to block out some time next week to work on personal projects because I haven't worked on anything for myself in a really long time. I've just been doing lots of sewing for my shop, which is fine too, but I really want to get some personal projects done. So I think that's all for now. I'm excited to be watching people's Vlogmases that there's several podcasters who are doing that. I am not going to be able to do it this year because we're going to be going out of town, and where we're going, if there's Wi-Fi, it will be spotty at best. So I really can't do anything like on a day-by-day basis because it's just not going to be possible. But I am going to so enjoy watching everyone else's, and maybe I could do Insta stories instead of Vlogmas. I did one today, which you may have seen. Okay, so I'm sorry. I feel like this has been such a choppy episode, but I'm kind of a choppy person, so that's what you get. I hope you have a wonderful start to your December and the winter holiday Christmas season. I will let you go now. Thanks for tuning in and have fun knitting your Christmas socks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.